Welcome back to another episode of the HoloNet. Today we're talking about where did the war go in Star Wars? This is something that's been on my mind for a long time, but I've never exactly been able to put to words. And as a whole, today we're going to be talking about art direction and the style of Star Wars, but also we will literally be talking about where the fuck the war went. If you look at anything new Star Wars related, whether it be the sequel trilogy of movies, or a lot of the spin-offs. I will even lump Rogue One in there, and the last, couple of shows, really every show, I've noticed a distinct lack altogether of war. The name of the franchise is Star Wars, and you really would think you'd see more of it. In the original trilogy, we didn't have a whole lot of the war. The closest thing we got in episode A New Hope was obviously the trench run on the Death Star, but that was like 20 X-Wings versus Death Star? Like it's a battle, sure, but it's hardly a war. But episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, you had the Battle of Hoth, whole ground assault, people assaulting, people shooting from trenches, very warlike. And Return of the Jedi, you had the Battle of Endor, Rebel Commandos and Ewoks versus the Empire. Then obviously you get to Phantom Menace, the whole siege of Naboo. You have Gungans versus droids on a whole open plain. You have Royal Guards fighting the droids. It's a planet-wide war. Attack of the Clones, Battle of Geonosis, maybe the biggest war in all of Star Wars right there, at least the ones we see on screen. Episode 3, there's war across the entire galaxy. Upon thinking back towards the sequel trilogy, something gives me nightmares at night, thinking about the fucking sequels. There's not a single, war going on. Granted, they have one bit of leeway, because like I said, in the original trilogy, A New Hope, there is no war really happening. But in Force Awakens, there's a couple of small battles, but as a whole, every single movie, every single show suffers from, 2 or 3 people, 5 people max, versus armies and armies and armies and waves after waves of dudes constantly killing everyone. It's like some type of anime or something. It's these 5 characters can solo entire civilizations. It's fucking crazy. Think back to the sequel trilogy, if you will. Mind exercise. Try not to have a nightmare. In Force Awakens, the closest thing to a battle they have is, what's it called? Takadana. And it's like Chewbacca, Han Solo, the others, the new characters, Rey and Finn, versus an entire First Order warband landing and dropping ships. And that's it. Also in the very beginning of the movie, whenever the First Order lands to a small village and has a small battle there. But that's what I'm getting to here is, no matter where you go, it's like small skirmishes. There's no Battle of Geonosis where there's fucking giant armies of troops going head to head, fighting giant fucking wars. There's no Siege of Kashyyyk. There's none of it. It's small skirmishes of 20 dudes, or maybe 5 people versus fucking 3,000. There's no military. It's fucking it's anime characters versus goons. It's Batman in Arkham Knight killing 1 billion goons. In the second one, Last Jedi. God, it's hard to remember this shit. You have the Battle of Crate, I want to say, the red planet where the fucking rebel guy tastes the ground. He goes, "It's salt, not snow. It's not Hoth. It's salt." Do we honestly see anybody fire back at the First Order? Or I truthfully think they launched the weird, shitty skimmer vehicles that are kind of cool. I can concede that. It's a bunch of skimmers that get blown up going towards AT-ATs, and nobody else really fights. It's that's it. That's not a war. That's it's not even a kamikaze strike. It's so weird. It's just running away from a space battle the whole time and a small skirmish on land between flimsy vehicles. And in the last movie, it's a giant anime battle that's all space related. Every single fucking starfighter in the entire Star Wars galaxy goes to this planet to fight the First Order because they have 1 million Star Destroyers that have Death Star lasers, and then they like fight on a Star Destroyer on horses. There's no war. And you look at Obi-Wan, there's little skirmishes, there's no fights, there's no war. It's one guy versus 100 stormtroopers, or maybe like 10 guys versus 3,000 stormtroopers. Bad Batch, there's no war, small skirmishes. I can't remember the last time I've seen a fucking war in Star Wars. And not to mention, every single thing looks like slop. Like, look at any way any of the prequels or original trilogies were shot. Look at any shot out of any movie, battle related or just walking from place to place, and then look at any shot from The Mandalorian. It looks like dog shit in a very bad way. I know nothing about filming. I rest my fucking iPhone against my computer monitor and record me yapping at a phone screen, but I am confident I could do better framing if I tried than Disney can with Millions. It's fucking boring and lazy. It's like genuinely, look at anything from Mandalorian. I watched I looked at a still frame of an episode on like Disney Plus, like the little advertising thing for The Mandalorian. I'm not even a fucking film buff, but it looked like bad, sad, boring. I don't know. There needs to be more expletives. There's no word in English for how much I hate this shit. You have like, there's certain frames out of Revenge of the Sith that genuinely look like Renaissance era paintings. And nothing even compares. Nothing compares at all. There's always visual motifs in Star Wars. There's always these just inspirational things everywhere. It's bleeding. It's hard to look at something in a Star Wars movie in the original 6 that isn't stunning at all. And this isn't me saying that Star Wars has to be stunningly visual, but it speaks volumes that all the money in the world can't synthesize that. All this, anything you complain about in Star Wars always drains back to the same center point thesis. You cannot buy passionate people. Passionate people can ask you for money, but typically, if it gets to that point, the people you're asking for money are too tapped out and too fucking stupid to understand what they're doing with it anymore. Every issue we have with this whole franchise has started with rich fucking retards buying something they couldn't imagine for themselves to make a quick buck off of. So now we're stuck with a franchise named fucking Star Wars! Star Wars! Oh my God. It's like naming it Land Battles. And all that we get are like 4 guys beating up goons. That's it. There's no war in Skeleton Crew. I haven't even watched it. I can tell you that with my whole chest. There's no war in Acolyte. There's no war in Bad Batch, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ahsoka, episodes 7, 8, 9. The only thing I might give you, maybe, is Rogue One. You can argue that's a war, but I wouldn't even call it a war on account of it being like, naval battles are doing all right. I'll give you that. There's an okay amount of starfighter combat. I would still argue the older shit's way better. It whoops its ass. But I'll give you that. Space combat at least is being represented. But Rogue One, the whole premise is, like, before they even like go out on Scarif shooting everybody, they go, let's make 10 men feel like 100. So there's like maybe like 100 guys on the rebel side versus thousands on the Empire. That's hardly a war. Hardly. Come on, get fucking real. And maybe the real only war I can think of, because I've racked my brain. I went through everything I could think of. The like, I want to say 5 minutes. The like 4.5 minutes of war you see in the Han Solo movie on Mimban. It's all fucking gritty and dirty. And some of the coolest Star Wars visuals of the last decade have came from that movie. I realize everyone likes to hate on Solo. I think it's one of the better new movies to come out on account of what it's added. Like visually, there were some genuinely cool designs. I like the way patrol troopers looked. I like the way that the Imperial Army looked. If you call him a mud trooper, I will kill you. So those are all cool, but like that's it. That's the only war we've seen in the last 10 years. And even then, we saw it for like 5 minutes, and it was covered in about 38 feet of fog to where you couldn't see where anything was happening. Like, I don't even think you can see a single one of the enemy combatants, but you know they're there. So it's like, even that's kind of fucking iffy. There's not one fucking giant war happening. Like, no one, I guarantee you this. You've never heard a single Star Wars fan ever say, man, the Battle of Takodana is my favorite war. That was peak. Or Exegol's my favorite battle in all of Star Wars. I'm surprised I remember that fucking place's name. Oh my God. Bring the war back to Star Wars. Bring back artistic vision. Sell the fucking franchise. They're never going to sell it. We're fucked. It's over. But at the very least, bring back war in Star Wars. How dumb can you be? I personally think this whole thing's like a plot from the secret rich elite class that's entire reason for existing is to take anything anyone in our culture thinks is cool. So like, Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel, DC. I think it's a big a big wig idea to take everything we think is cool and ruin it. So like we have to focus on serving Big Macs at McDonald's or something. Who knows? That's my little conspiracy theory. They're trying to make us hate everything and make us doomers. Anyway, bring war back to Star Wars. Bring us back cool shit. Bring back the EU. Go fuck yourself, Disney. Suck my dick. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.